Qualifying was great. Even if I didn't make the pole and I qualified fifth or something, like just the enjoyment over the lap was really good fun. Super high speed corners, sector 3 especially. So very different to what we're used to, but it was really nice to push the limits of the car in high speed corners this weekend. Yeah. The racing less so. I think the qualifying was definitely the most enjoyable part of the weekend. I'm just saying that because we made pole, but yeah, the end part of the race was good fun. When we actually had some speed and we were racing Antonio, Mitch, and Nick. But the first sort of 15 laps of the race were really quite dangerous and challenging to keep it clean and not pick up any damage. Fortunately, we did just that and came home with a lot of points. Yeah, he's got a really good understanding of it. The car itself and the combination with Nick, they're doing an extremely good job when it comes to these type of races. We were just a bit unfortunate with the safety car positionings right at the worst time. But nevertheless, I don't think it changed the result all that much, and to come home second. Happy to get Dakar, obviously in sector 3 on the final lap, just to give me a bit of a boost. But yeah, overall we can be pleased with how this whole weekend's gone.
Yeah, I mean, qualifying wasn't perfect for us. We had, I think, decent performance. I think we could have done like a P6-ish in qualifying. I think that was our performance. And then so we still had that bit of pace deficit to the top cars, and we needed to be smart in the race to overcome that. But I just got an amazing team. I mean, they're really, really good. They let me know everything. Yeah, bingo to them. Yeah, I'm much happier. I mean, I got my first pole in FE in Rome. I like the track. London as well. I had a podium there last year and we were quite competitive, so I think we should be good, but nothing's guaranteed in this game. We got to just keep working hard. The most important thing is we're still in the fight for the championship. Look, we couldn't ask for anything more. We go to the final 4 races with 1 point in it, and now we're just going to do our best job. So it's nice to be in the fight.
Yeah, I think it's awesome, first of all, to get the turnout that we did in a racetrack that is historically, a lot more about petrol heads. So to have this turnout for electric racing, it's awesome. The race was good. I'm a little bit disappointed because I thought we executed the plan well, and we did what we needed to win the race. But ultimately, I think 2 guys had a slightly better plan than us, and yeah, look, it's still a podium, and we're having a big fight in the championship, both on drivers for Pascal, but also teams championship for us as a team. So good hand of points for the team. Yeah, when I took the lead with 8 laps to go, I thought, okay, I have enough to stay here now. And yeah, I think I was just short, maybe a lap too early. I think if I waited a lap longer, it would have been okay. So yeah, it is what it is. We will investigate and try and learn from it. Yeah, the style of racing is super different. So as everyone has now noticed, like obviously being in the slipstream is very efficient. You save a lot of energy, which gives you then the chance to, have a say how early can you go to the lead. So it's a lot about saving energy early on and then trying to be the first one to be able to go to the lead. And yeah, look, it's been testing all of us, all the drivers, all the teams. Some people seem to be really on top of it. I think Cass and Envision have, they've won a couple of these now. And I'm happy that we're progressing, learning about it. And if the fans enjoy this type of racing, then I'm happy.
Sure, yeah. It's been an interesting day. Doesn't feel like my birthday for some reason. I've actually never raced on my birthday, I think. But yeah, we had a battery problem after FP2 at the end, so it was a massive race to try and get that replaced, and also we had to change rear ends. So the guys did an amazing job to get the car ready. We just got it ready, like within a few seconds of the Parc Fermé, but we couldn't do any checks on the car, like nothing. So unfortunately, the car wouldn't start. So I wasn't able to get out for qualifying, and obviously starting from the back, so not ideal. So yeah, we had a plan in place for the race and executed it pretty well. To be honest, I think it could have been a little bit better. I know it sounds crazy after starting last and finishing P4, but I found myself in P2 at one stage with good energy, but then I feel like a bit of a target at one point. I just got swamped and got pushed back to 8th really quickly, and then the targets increased, and it was a little bit tricky to make the progress again. But yeah, to get back to P4 is good points. Obviously Jake and Nick, the guys I'm fighting for the championship, extended the lead on me, but so at least I salvaged something from today, which was looking pretty bad at one point. It's been not too bad. I prefer street tracks, to be honest, with this car. is what it is. I think the racing was maybe a little bit on the limit in terms of safety and the amount of saving we had to do. So yeah, the race was a bit nuts at some points. So I think something to look into. But yeah, it's been interesting to race around here because we use obviously very tight, narrow, bumpy tracks, and this is the complete opposite. And honestly, I don't think it suited us as well as we would have hoped. So, but yeah, obviously, always coming to America is amazing. We love coming to the side of the world, and hopefully we can have some more races out here. Not a lot, to be honest, because I got in quite late. I actually went to the Nike family and friends. I know someone from the HQ, so I got into the family and friends shop. So I had to buy new luggage because I went to town on that. But apart from that was just been basically work and then heading back tomorrow. Yeah, looking forward to it. Look, it's obviously a different game with Gen 3. As we saw in Jakarta, we won there, and this year we really struggled. So in the last few races, I feel like we've just not had the pace as we did the previous races. So yeah, it's obviously going there with good high hopes and good memories. But we need to make sure we've got the car in a good window, and I'm doing what I can to make sure it goes as fast as possible. But yeah, looking forward to that. It's coming to that part of the championship now. We have to be perfectly and execute clean races. So yeah, but I'm up for it, and yeah, can't wait to get out there.
Yeah, physically all fine. Obviously frustrated, but most importantly, physically everything's good. Yeah. I mean, it's the normal procedure. You get checked over, and everything seems to be all right. And I feel okay. So far so good. The initial problem was that there was a piece of my front wing that was loose, and apparently it seems like it fell off at that time, and I drove over my own piece of wing, which kind of lifted the front wheels up in the air at the kind of worst place on the track, and that's what sent me straight into the grass. And then after the impact, I lost the brakes because that's some kind of emergency mode that the car goes into, and that's why I kind of ended up back on the track. In a pretty scary position because there, the other cars arriving cannot really see you until the very last moment, and they arrive at more than 250 kph. So I was a bit scared and keen to get out as quickly as possible. I don't know exactly who it was, but I think Tictum ahead of me hit someone, and then the car between him and myself hit him, and they kind of stopped in front of me, and I had nowhere to go, and that's where my wing got damaged. Yeah, I think it's a very different challenge, but honestly it was more enjoyable than I expected because we're used to driving these cars around concrete walls, and here they are a bit further away in most places. But still, overall, been a pretty positive experience. So it would have been nice to kind of top it off with a good race, but it's unfortunately been the complete opposite.